Hi, everyone. It's been a while. It's been a busy, busy March and a quite a hectic February. But it's good to be back and talking to everyone. So let's talk about unconditional love. I put a post earlier today, and it was quite interesting to see all the comments come in on what people felt about unconditional love. Some said, "Oh, absolutely, there is such a thing as unconditional love. It's between a mother and a child, between a parent. Absolutely, when you hold a new baby." Others said, we think we have unconditional love when it comes to, our when we say we accept everything the person does. We look the other way, where that's kind of, is that unconditional love? Is it not? And then, I think that was Alicia who said that. And then Preeti said something really cool. She said, unconditional love is absolutely possible, but it's very hard. Yeah, it is very hard because I think, Preeti, you nailed it. It's unconditional love is when you have no expectations and you just love for the sake of loving, and you just love because you love, and you have no expectations of wanting that love back. Unconditional love is when you truly love and accept the person in all their flaws, right? Nobody's perfect. Only God is perfect, right? We're all imperfect. But I think the beauty of unconditional love is just accepting the other person um, for who they are. So that's number one, right? I think the other thing is, for me, I've had the pleasure of unconditional love with my kids as a mother, right? And I think any of us, all of us that are parents, we experience that joy and that privilege of having kids. But I'll tell you, being a social worker and seeing some of the things I see, and the world, the harsh world we live in, it's not a given that you have unconditional love just because you're a parent. Because we unfortunately have plenty of kids that are abandoned or abused or neglected, right? Or even if kids that are taken care of, we have then situations where you kind of have to provide the grades. You have to, provide. You have to be a certain way for your parent. I was talking to a beautiful friend of mine earlier this morning, who just, feels like, she's never been enough for her mother. Always been, maybe not pretty enough, not thin enough, not desi enough, not successful enough, not married, 30 years old, whatever the case would be. This woman, in my opinion, is absolutely gorgeous. She's intelligent. She's a powerhouse in the making, right? But for her, her mother does not love her unconditionally, um, in the sense where she's not enough for her mother. So, it shows up in different ways. But I think what I want to talk about today is unconditional love when it comes to a man or a woman, or just a woman or a woman in any kind of romantic relationship, right? How does that play out? So, when we meet someone, when we initially start to meet someone and we're dating someone, we immediately start to sort of, go through our mental checklists of, are they successful? Are they stable? Are they emotionally available? I mean, depends on what your checklist is, right? My weird self, my checklist is a little different than most people, and I know that. So for me, being spiritually awake is very important. For me, someone who's emotionally grounded is very important. For me, someone who's, communicates, is an excellent communicator and is willing, to sort of open his heart, is important. I know of course, it's important that, he be financially stable and independent. And absolutely, those are given. I want someone who's not cuckoo. I've gone on some dates and it's been like, yeah, I need to go home because you're gonna chop me up in little pieces and bury me in the backyard, and nobody will know. No, it actually wasn't that bad. I'm totally exaggerating for the sake of comic relief. But the point is, I need those things, right? But I also know that when I love someone, and I don't expect that person to love me back in the same way or even love me back, right? I was talking to my friend Farhana last night. We were up till all night actually FaceTiming, and she was supposed to do this video with me, but Farhana, I couldn't wait. I'm sorry. I know she's out celebrating her birthday with friends tonight. But we were talking about how, just the privilege and just the fact that we're able to experience that level of love and deep, deep sort of caring and appreciation for another person, that's a gift in itself. Period. Done. Finished. Now, sure, it'd be nice if that's reciprocated, of course, right? But that's not necessarily just because it's not reciprocated in the same way doesn't mean that your love or my love is not enough, right? So I think that, we that's where our little expectations come in, and I think Preeti, you nailed it. It's loving without expectations, loving just for the sake of loving because that's how I feel. Period. I don't need you to love me back in the same way for this to be valid. I don't know if this is making sense because I know a lot of people have some really, strong opinions. I know my closest friends have had a really hard time with me and they think I'm nuts and they think I'm being taken advantage of, if it's not reciprocated in the same way. And why would you even invest? Because then, you're going to have your heart broken and, and then that hurts. And, yes, it hurts. It absolutely fucking hurts. Excuse my French. It fucking hurts. My heart breaks when, the love is not reciprocated in the same way. Because I'm human and I'm a woman and I'm alive and the feelings hurt. But the pain is a blessing. The fact that I'm able to even experience that much pain and that much joy in the same place to me is such a blessing. So what is the pain here to teach me? That's where I go into, right? So I love someone. They might not love me back the same way, but what am I supposed to learn from this experience? Because I'm clearly experiencing pain because it's not reciprocated, which is where people get stuck, right? People get stuck because it's like, you know what? He doesn't love me back or she doesn't love me back the same way. So then this is done. Why am I even going to bother with this, right? Why, I'm just going to finish up and I'll move on to the next person that possibly might be, an option. And what I've learned in being single for 14 years, and I've done this shit for a long time, people, okay? I've talked to a lot of people, and I think what I've realized is that, it first of all comes down to self-love. I love myself enough, and I care about myself enough that I'm complete within myself. I'm not looking for another person to complete me, okay? Would it be nice to meet someone to sort of share the journey of life? Absolutely. Who doesn't? Nobody wants to be alone, right? But at the same time, I'm also not willing to, settle and invite somebody into my sacred space that is not up to par. Because I rather be alone and go through this and be content because I have a lot of love and joy in my life and a lot of purpose versus inviting someone just for the sake of saying, come, I want to be with someone. I said this before in one of my videos, anybody can be with someone, right? So for example, I work in the hospital and I have homeless clients who get admitted on the psychiatric unit. Excuse me. And, this woman, like literally, 300 pounds in a wheelchair, homeless with a dog who's God knows where, is telling me how she is married and she has a husband and, excuse me, and I'm like, oh, she has a boyfriend or whatever. And I'm just looking at her and I'm just like going, God bless you. Good for you. Right. But in my head, I'm also being judgmental, completely being judgmental. And I'm going, wow, like anybody can have a boyfriend, anybody can have a husband. That's not some great accomplishment, people. Right. Do you have a true spiritual partnership with yourself first and with your divine, your master, your God, whatever name you want to call him? Do you have that relationship first and foremost intact? And then you can actually then extend that out to a man or a woman in a loving capacity. Okay, so yes, it's painful when it's not reciprocated, but then I think, for me, it's just the joy of having experienced that love. Just that I feel that intensely and immensely for someone is a blessing, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that. When you love something or someone, set it free. Right? I've really had to sort of come to terms with that phrase recently. When you love someone, when I love someone, set it free, because love is not holding someone down. Love is not trying to conquer something or someone to make it their own. Go, be in peace. And if we come together in a loving, mutually respectful, wanting, caring way. And it's lovely and we enjoy each other. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Then my favorite four-letter word. You guys ready for this? Favorite four-letter word. Next. Next. Next, right? I know some of you are not expecting that, but that's my favorite word, next, because life is so, as long as I'm alive, the possibilities are endless, and I get to share my love in different capacities, in different ways with so many different people. So I think unconditional love is where it is absolutely possible. It is very painful, no doubt, but it's truly the most freeing way to be in the world, because when you love unconditionally, you have no expectations, no hopes, no wanting anything back. There's no give and take. You just love because you love. You fucking love. That's it. Sorry. I know I curse. I haven't cursed before and I apologize. And if I offend you, block me and don't watch my videos. But I'm going to keep it real, people. I have a very bad potty mouth and I curse, and that's how I express myself, and it is what it is. So apologies to anyone I may have offended. Here's fair warning. I'm going to be real. And from now on, if I feel like cursing in a video, I will. And so if that offends you, I'm okay with you not watching me. Okay? But anyways, I think I'm done with this for now. But thank you for allowing me to share. It's nice to be back. I'm actually going to Dallas tomorrow for a quick overnight trip. I have a mentor that's not well, and so I'm hopefully gonna go visit her and spend some time with her. I think she's out of the hospital in the nursing home tomorrow, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll be back. So I don't know. Farhana and I are supposed to do a video together one of these days. So I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to collaborating with her. All right, guys, all done. Love, light, blessings. Be safe, and until next time, love unconditionally. Take care. Bye.